Hey guys, good, the bad, and the unusual. Just gonna do another video for you. Jumping in, we got a good. This is it's called Bloody New Year. This is not the American release. This is the Neo Publishing release for the film. This is a British film. It's about like a time warp, but it's also got zombies. It's a really cool horror flick. I think it's heavily overlooked. Redemption Video put it out here in the United States, but the cover art that they used is not from the film. It's just like some photo that they got. It looks like it's from a Gene Rollins film or something like that. So I absolutely despise the Redemption's cover art for the film, but this is actually the real cover art. And actually, inside this, they got the movie poster as well, so you can see what it's like. Anyway, it's zombie flick. It's about a bunch of teenagers who get into some trouble at a carnival. They end up running away from these thugs, get on a boat, go to a deserted island. This deserted island has a mansion. The mansion's haunted. It goes through all kinds of like practical effects and weird special effects for this haunted mansion. And then, not to ruin the ending, but there's zombies. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. It seems like it's heavily overlooked. Checked it out on a few sites to read the reviews and see what other people thought of it. It's got really, really poor reviews, but I had a great time with it. I actually sat through it, and lately I've not really been enjoying lesser quality films, but I really got into it. I mean, I stayed for the whole thing. I enjoyed it. It had an original idea. The whole time warp thing is kind of a weird idea. It's normally not pulled off very well, but every once in a while it's done pretty good, and I really dug it. I thought it was great. So that is Bloody New Year. I mean, the title, the title makes it sound like it's going to be a slasher. It's not a slasher at all, though. Next, we got a bad. Now, I picked this up because it was out of print. It's put out by Magnet, which is a label here in the States. I buy most of their stuff because it's like more independent type films. But it's Mutant Chronicles. And I passed by this one a couple times. The 2-disc edition went out of print, so then I started to think about it like, oh man, I should definitely get it eventually. Never did. It did get a Blu-ray release, but I know that even some of the special features on this 2-disc did not make it to the Blu-ray. So it's still like the most complete version of the film with special features and whatnot. Anyway, it has Ron Perlman in it, and I really like him. I like him in a lot of the French films that he's done. But this was a religious sci-fi action. Now, judging from the cover, which is all I based my opinion off of, was the cover art. I thought it was going to be a sci-fi, kind of like Serenity or, like Firefly, that kind of thing. But it's religious, and it's almost steampunkish. And I don't want you to get excited, because I get excited when I hear the word steampunk. Not like what you would think steampunk is, but more like World War II meets sci-fi. Anyway, Ron Perlman's character is like a priest. They go on a suicide mission. He gathers up a whole bunch of total badasses from, he gets a whole bunch of badasses, goes on a suicide mission. But it's not a suicide mission because he's religious, so it's a religious quest, whatever. I thought it was going to be good. I'm still going to give it another shot, but first time around, had to stop it, didn't even finish it. Couldn't get into it, didn't like Ron Perlman's character. I don't like religious sci-fis. I mean, I liked The Fountain. I thought The Fountain was great, and I like a few others. There's a Russian one I really like as well. But typically, sci-fi and religion don't mix well, especially when you mix in a World War II theme. Like, it wasn't for me. That's all I'm gonna say. It's not really a bad movie, just really wasn't for me. Not my favorite thing. Lastly, we got an unusual. I've talked about this film before, so I'm not gonna go too in depth about the story. But I finally got an edition with English subtitles. So I'm going to put this information out for anyone else who may be interested in it, now that I got it all figured out. It's called The Beautiful Beast. It's a film directed by Karim Hussein, which, if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of. I think everything he's done is great. I love that he does cinematography still, but I wish he would do his own film again. Anyway, beautiful beast. It's based off of a book, so he did not write it, but he did direct it and do the cinematography and whatnot. This edition right here is the only release that has English subtitles. There's 2 other releases. They both are French language only, and then with subtitles from other countries, but not English. Alright, so if you're going to buy the film, you absolutely have to get a hold of this release, which is the Canadian release for the film. He's a Canadian filmmaker. I wish the film was in English. I think it would be great, even if they dubbed it, but I was glad just to see a copy with French subtitles. And this is the other release that I have. This came in a box set of 3 of Kareem Hussein's films. This is a double disc edition. It has a lot of special features, and some of the special features are in English, oddly enough, but the film is not. It has no subtitles, so I put off watching the film for a long time. I do prefer this cover art over the French release, but again, they're both cool. I'm going to definitely hold on to both of them. Anyway, the film is kind of, I think of it as like a body horror / art house kind of feel. It basically revolves around 3 characters: a mother, her son, and her daughter. And it's about a very odd, dysfunctional relationship that they have. It has some really interesting, practical, realistic special effects. My favorite is the, like on the cover here, the horse head creature that kind of randomly pops up. But it reminds me of something like Cronenberg-ish, with that whole body horror type theme. But it's more about the obsession that the mother has than anything else. Anyway, great film. I've talked about it before. I don't really want to ramble on about it. Like I said, I just wanted to put out that if you guys are interested in getting it, find this one. I know I got mine off of Amazon, but I also heard that it's on Amazon Canada. So definitely pick it up, check it out. That's it for me, guys. That's my good, bad, and unusual. As always, have a good one.